listening to the Contraritics Podcast, pushing back against the insanity of this world with arguments that may or may not work. And here's your hosts, Josh the Gun Nerd and Ian the Beer Nut.
Well, how was your boat ride in?
Oh, yeah. It takes a little bit longer to get here by paddle.
Yeah. I moved up to trolling motor. Yeah,
yeah, everything's wet.
Yeah,
and
we're hitting some 30-plus year records, something like that.
Yeah, I just got a Facebook message from Nancy Peters.
Oh, yeah.
That, well, not a message. It was a Nancy Peters wants to know if you're safe,
Yeah.
And I haven't talked to Nancy in a long time.
Yeah.
But she just wants to know, make sure I'm safe,
You want people to sleep at night.
Because, looking at all the images, if you're down there in Arizona and you're like, wow.
Yeah, I've seen water in, 12 months.
Yeah. But honestly, like my primary commute, which is from here to Arlington to home.
Yeah. You can almost do a neutral.
I don't really see water.
Yeah.
There's just nowhere that is flooded. Like if I were to, I did hear that if I were to go 67th all the way down near Strawberry Fields, there's some road closures there.
Yeah.
Because that always gets kind of crazy, right?
Yeah. It's got those like 6-foot deep ditches that, fill with water and stuff.
Yeah. And you would think would be efficient to move water, but it just kind of sits there.
Yeah, it really does.
Seems like.
I think that was you I was talking about a couple years ago, pulling a Jeep out of one of those.
Maybe
with that recently. Yeah, driving along, and it was dusk, and we had just come back from a wedding. I had gotten much more dressed up than I usually do, wearing just completely worthless clothes for doing anything other than going to a wedding.
Yeah.
Told Karen that day as we were heading out, I'm like, we're going to get a flat tire today, and I'm going to destroy these pants.
Yeah.
And we didn't get a flat tire, but we watched this 4-door Jeep drive into that ditch by Strawberry Fields, and it was full of water, and it just disappeared into the water. Like you see headlights, and then the headlights disappear, and I think I ended up turning around because it was like, oh wait, there might be somebody in there that like can't open a door. You go into the ditch, it's narrow enough, they can't open the door to get out, and it fills up with water. So I end up turning around, and it was this thing where I'm here in my stupid pants and stupid shoes, and like feeling completely worthless. And like, hey, I can help you by directing you to get out. And she's like, I've never done anything like this before. I'm like, well, you're going to now.
Go. Yeah,
get yourself in. You're going to get yourself out. So yeah. Yeah, it's
it's probably a good thing that she doesn't drive into ditches.
Yeah, that's true. It came out like looking like a boat that had been underwater.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there was grass and branches hanging off.
It is amazing how bold people get, like out of stupidity or bravery. I don't know what it is.
It's stupidity.
When they're like, "Hey, there's water across the road. I know I can make it."
I have no experience driving in extreme situations, but my Toyota Corolla can totally make it across, this very well covered.
Or my battery operated vehicle.
Oh, man.
It's like, okay, you don't have a tailpipe to submerge, but you do have batteries.
Yeah, you just drive a battery into a body of water. That seems, oh man.
Electricity and water typically go together.
Just fantastically. Yeah, that was, I've had several conversations this week about, you spend a lot of time down in Woodinville, and it floods down there actually, I think, more than here. And seeing like $80,000 Mercedes just driving into water that I would not have driven my lifted on 37-inch tire Jeep through that was kind of made to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And just being like, what makes you, and doing it fast too. It's like doing stupid things fast.
Well, I think they look at the car in front of them and like, hey, they made it through.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, but how much are you gambling?
Drive your $2,000 car through a body of water. Like you haven't lost a lot. Mm-hmm. Driving 80,000. I mean, I know maybe the kid at McDonald's, that's kind of the financial equivalent, but like still just don't take care of your vehicles in a way that you would take care of a boat.
I think it's Tomless Family Farms that's right next to Highway 9 in the valley there in Snohomish, and they were filming, like they were just posting on their social media the cars going by,
man.
and yeah, it was all those little tiny cars. I saw Tesla go through, and then
I mean, it's entertaining. I guess do it because I want to be entertained.
But I think I don't know if it was actually the last one, but he's like, I think this is the last vehicle to go through, and it was a giant semi, so which
I mean, they could do it other than under road erosion, which is very real, and so you get a body of water that is moving stuff around, and then you drive a heavy vehicle over it, and all of a sudden you're underwater, and that can happen very easily.
I've seen several images of the road just cascading, half the lane or one of the lanes just being taken out down into the wherever.
Down a mountainside, or I mean, it can happen in the flatlands too. When I was 17, that was the last time I remember it flooding like this. I haven't been down into the Snohomish Flats to take a look, but we went to church on Seattle Hill Road and drove from Bickford over to there, but you had to actually drive into Everett and come down 128th, to get there. So it was like it was like double the time to get there, but it was like that for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks where you couldn't drive through the flats. And I don't know, it seems like it might be subsiding now after a couple of days.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of, Swans Trail Farms is, just, they're blocked in by water.
Yeah.
I have thought, through the years, I'm like, man, does water ever actually get up the side? Because they have these giant dikes that, mounds of earth that are
Mexicans dikes.
that are.
Why do they have to identify that way?
Right? That are lining the right against the road, and you have to drive over this huge thing to get in, and you're just like, really? Does water ever get up? Well, not very often, but when it does.
Apparently 2006, 95, and 90. I didn't remember 2006, but I definitely remember 90 and 95.
06, I would have been like a junior in high school.
Okay.
And we had nothing. We had nothing to do with the farm. I don't know if we ever went up.
It might have been a dairy when I was living up on the hill above there. But I just remember trying to drive down there, and you couldn't get within 2 miles of where the farm is because of it. Just, I mean, the Snohomish Valley, all the way around from the trestle all the way over to Monroe, was a massive lake.
Yeah.
I think a farmer maybe had built a couple of berms, and the cows could hang out there on this island. So it was literally 75 cows on these little islands.
Oh, wow.
But I remember going down to downtown Snohomish and looking over the bridge and seeing multiple cows bloated and floating down the river.
Oh,
yeah, it was nasty.
Well, what do we got in our glass here?
We've got some Triple Oak Angel Envy from the cellars of Lincoln Henderson. I think I've had 2 and now probably 3 different Angel Envy whiskeys. So this one is coming in at 46%. It has spent time in white oak and Hungarian chinkapin and French oak. So it's had a few different barrels that it's run through, and it's not overwooded. I don't think.
They say notes of apricot, vanilla, tobacco, molasses. It's really boozy off the nose.
Yeah.
I don't just taking the literally when you're sniffing it, I don't know. It's
I'm a little plugged up in the nose, but I'm actually it's amazing how last night I could hardly taste it. I was outside, it was cold, and then having it sit inside for a little bit here, a lot more flavor come off of it. That is.
I can definitely pick up, some light fruitiness, some vanilla. It's definitely easy drinking.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't drink. I thought like how boozy it smelled.
Yeah. That is, excuse me, that is kind of festive. Like it, I don't think that's not the intent of this one, but it does have a lot of Christmassy feel to it. Like there is like some, some like peach, definitely apricot, maybe. I'm not really an apricot fan, so I haven't had any recently. But kind of like a warm peachiness to it. Some sort of Christmas spice.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Some people really don't like all the different barrel things that you can do to whiskeys. Some consider it a gimmick, hiding
lacking skill, so you just put
it. But I think it's actually there's a lot of skill involved in it because you can really make some. It gives you more potential to make a really bad whiskey because the barrels impart about 60% of the flavor.
More variants.
Yeah, so you could really make this just straight up wood juice, and I've had that before, and it's very unappealing.
I guess Chinkapin is a rare American oak.
Is it? Okay.
And they attribute the kind of the spicy, sweeter side to the French oak, and then saying that the Chinkapin adds more like that vanilla.
That's interesting that the French would be the spicy part of that.
Well, they say spice and chocolate.
Okay.
And the Hungarian also adds some of that spiciness.
I could, to the annoyance of many of our listeners, talk for hours.
Oh yeah,
about barrel stuff.
Yeah, we'll just make the listeners throw their headphones.
Yep, that's right. Yeah, it fascinates me. So it's good to see Angel's Envy doing that. A lot of people are doing it. Woodinville, obviously, one of my favorites, doing it.
Yep.
So carry on with the different barrel finishes. I think it's a great idea.
Hey, it's a nice shirt that you have there, Josh.
You know what? I like this shirt. I think more people should wear shirts like this.
Yeah, so we're just playing around with some designs and some different. The one that I'm wearing says "Christ is Lord." I didn't come up with that.
You spent many nights thinking of clever slogans.
But I think I'm like, I just want more things that say what I'm thinking or what I really want to get behind, because there's like, for instance, this is not necessarily a religious or Christian example, but like during the when vaccinations were rolling out, people start some of those really like militant right wingers were like, of course, like, I wasn't planning on getting the vax either, but they were producing like shirts that says, unvaccinated and proud, stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't plan on getting the vax, and I don't really want to advertise it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really want to talk to anybody about it. Like, it's not a conversation that I want to have with other people.
It's kind of like saying, I'm a gay Mexican brewer. It's just like nobody cares.
Why are you telling me that?
Yeah, I don't care.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and as Christians too, I want to offend for the right reasons. I tend, like, I'm, you guys might know I'm a gun nerd. But that's actually not something I really want to offend people over. Mm-hmm. I'd rather offend them over like Christ is Lord.
Yeah. Or the one that Josh is wearing says "Faithful fathers raise stout offspring." Yeah. And I was trying to figure out a way to incorporate the stout, because we talk about stout a lot. Yeah. Because in my mind, it's like we're not just trying to have our kids survive childhood.
Yeah.
Like, surviving and thriving are two different things, and I think what desiring stout children is, not to say only Christians can desire it, but I think it is a uniquely Christian thing that having, because of course you can ask, what do you mean by stout? And in my mind, a stout child can handle adversity, can handle criticism, and is stout in the sense of like a tree that has roots that go deep.
Yeah.
You know, that, so not even necessarily physically stout, but rooted and grounded in their faith in who they are in Christ, so they're not easily moved.
Yep. They won't easily put a mask on.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, we'll have these available. Working on a website portal, or if you're like most of our listeners and
you see
us in person, we can do those transactions that way as well.
That's awesome.
So yeah, and might do a giveaway on the socials or something like that.
Give out a Christmas present.
Yeah,
I like that idea.
So yeah, if any of you guys have ideas,
we'll take them. Nobody's given us Advent ideas yet that I can recall. So
I don't know.
I was listening to our podcast the other day because I realized I need to listen to it so I don't keep saying the same things over and over again. It won't stop me.
It won't stop.
I'll still say the same things over and over again. Yep.
Yeah. So that's been a fun adventure. Man, what's going on in the news these days?
We're killing fishermen in Venezuela.
Nuking them out of the air.
Yeah.
From the air, out of the water.
Yep. Yeah, so that's going on. Whatevs.
Yeah.
I not to be flippant about life, but these aren't fishermen. I've never seen anybody trolling with 300 horsepower motors on the back of their boat, their cigarette boat. But that's the thing in the news right now.
Well, there's something that is probably didn't come across your feed because it's sports related, but it.
What is the sports?
The football coach of Michigan was fired because he, and I always wonder, and I know they say thinking with your wiener, a guy that is just obviously not, is forsaking his covenant to his wife, and but I was wondering, do they have any thought of how is this gonna go down? How is this actually gonna work itself out? Mm-hmm. Because it sounds like he was having sex with a staffer lady, and he's married with 3 children, and
nobody will find out.
Right. And then at some point it sounds like there's all these details that who knows, when the dust settles what actually happened, but it sounds like he gave her a raise, for whatever reason. And then he felt like, the walls were closing in or whatever, and then fired her. Ooh. And then she came forward to the Michigan administration and spilled all the details. And then they were allowed to fire him with cause, which means he doesn't get the rest of his contract. Wow. Because, football coaches are paid stupid
money. They're paid more than the
in the NFL.
Well, they're paid more than the guy of the school typically. What's the
the administrators?
The administrators, yeah, it's huge. That's how it is. I think in Washington, the Huskies coach, at least at some point, was paid more than the governor. So,
yeah, especially these days with have you heard about the NIL money, name and likeness, name and image and likeness? That changed it's only been a year and a half ago or something.
Okay, I haven't heard about
where
this.
Basically, because for years, college players could not get paid anything.
So now they can get sponsorships and things like that.
They can get all kinds of money. Okay. And the problem is they just kind of said, okay, I guess you can do that now because they got sued. Saying hey, how are you? These people are using, say you had a star athlete and they're using their name, image, and likeness to profit off of, and they're not getting a cut. Yeah. And so so they sued them, and they saw this coming. I don't know why they didn't just deal with it ahead of time. But instead of saying, hey, okay, now we know that you can get paid, here's a structure for it, they just said, all right, And now like
so now it's Wild West.
You used to have to sit out like I think a whole season if you transferred colleges. So you couldn't just switch around and play immediately. You'd have to sit out a year. And now it's just all bets are off.
Yeah.
Like a coach could leave for more money. A player could leave. Like there's no consistency. There's no regulations. So the dollars are going way up in terms of what.
Wow.
Like so they're having these whole separate funds at these colleges that are already taking in millions.
Yeah.
But these separate funds that they're collecting from donors so they can pay their athletes.
Wow.
It's a mess. So anyway, that I mean, how could it go any other way?
Yeah.
If you start sleeping with a staffer, I mean, and you're married, rather than and this is a big public, messy example of not dealing with sin.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he claims to be a believer or whatever, but he knew it was wrong, whether or not he worships God. God demands his worship, but he knew it was wrong and he kept going with it.
Yep.
And now it's a giant mess.
Yeah.
Rather than, I mean, maybe they would have put him on probation or something. Maybe they would have fired him. Who knows?
Yeah.
But now it's like
it's all over the place.
You mess up your marriage. You mess up, with your kids.
It hurts everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
sin is not. I mean, I feel like I've talked about this with my 5th grade class recently. I've definitely talked about it with my children. But sin is a lot of fun until it's not, and then it really hurts yourself and everybody around you, even those that are not involved in it. It is one of those one of the best things that I was taught real young, working for my first boss. He had experimented with all kinds of substances, and he's like, man, drugs are a lot of fun. Like, it is a blast getting high. It is, it's fun doing all the things until it's not, and then it wrecks you. And he's like, so a lot of, like, growing up, you hear, drugs are bad, and, sex outside of marriage is bad. It's like, so what's the draw then if it's bad? Mm-hmm. Well, it's because it's a lot of fun,
right?
and then there's consequences for it, and it does bring about a lot of pain. And so learning that sin has as a consequence, even though initially it is a fun and exciting time.
And teaching your young boys now that. Hey, like, you have to, that desire for a woman is only for one woman.
Yeah.
But you're in your flesh, you would sleep with any woman.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
You, like, what you're called to, and not just, it's not like, it's not as though God's keeping something from you. It wouldn't actually be more fun or more pleasurable to sleep with all these women. It is actually a God given thing. Giving you more joy, more deeper, lasting connection and intimacy with that woman, and because I would do these thought experiments where it's like, with things like that, where it's like, is God, you could do it with anything that God prohibits. Mm-hmm. Is God keeping me from joy? Well. Do I have to experiment with all these things to see if it's more pleasurable or whatever? Yeah. Actually, no. God says, "This is what I command to you, and it's actually for your good and for your blessing and for your joy."
Yeah. Long term.
Yeah, I mean, in the garden, that's the prime example of. Yep. Well, I heard it sounds like God's keeping something from us, because then He knows when we eat the fruit.
Yeah, you'll get wisdom and knowledge
And then, how'd that work out?
Yeah. Sucks for the rest of us.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it really is a microcosm of what happens every time that we choose sin over what God has granted.
Yeah. Man, that's really good. Sipping on that whiskey again.
I agree.
My nose did
Yeah, it's got surprisingly more vanilla than I was expecting.
That was right. Like
and
that
it kind of lingers.
It does. Yeah, it's coming back and smelling it after letting it sit for a minute.
Yeah.
Definitely have like a fruity vanilla-ness to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I like, we got some cool packages in front of us as far as like the Angel's Envy bottle is cool. It has kind of a flatten on either side, kind of an hourglass figure.
Unique
with
shape, yeah.
Yeah, with a back label of wings. It just looks cool. It's a nice design.
Hey, those wings are just like the tattoo you have on your back, right?
They are, yeah. I unfortunately put them low.
Yeah. A little too low.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of those times when I can't remember if I talked about it on the podcast or elsewhere.
Yeah.
But
like I said, we will do it again, adamantly.
Yes. But like when our society, like 50 years from now, what are they going to dig up? Like some broken plastic pieces, like they're like now you can dig up Civil War stuff with all these cool bottles, all these cool etchings.
Yep.
They didn't put labels on that all the information went on. It was actually in the bottle itself.
Man, and you think like the expense of that now is actually gone up. Like,
yeah,
because it's such a rare thing. It is true. There was, I happen to have them here. This was not planned, but these Eric Sloan books. Have you ever heard of this guy? I've been seeing his art posted up on like Instagram.
Okay.
And I'm trying to collect all of his books that I can find.
Is it actual? Okay, so it's like
so the one you're looking through there is called the Little Red Schoolhouse, and he actually tours schoolhouses in the area around where he lived
cool.
at the time, like Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
Connecticut, and he just goes over some of the things, and he talks about how back in the day, you'd get, I think like lard tins, where the it wasn't like grandma's margarine plastic containers that she saves, but they were like legit containers for other uses. So it wasn't something you would just toss out. You'd be able to use it for storage or something like that. Or if you bought flour, the flour bags were actually designed, and I think would even come with like instructions on how to turn it into a dress for a little girl.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that. Yeah.
It was, and there was a few other things like, some other containers that were designed to be used for children's lunch boxes and things like that. So there was that secondary benefit to buying those things. So there was just nothing was a throwaway. You buy a flower and then you turn the container into a dress. Like, that's just kind of like, man, I bet you something like that would sell like crazy right now. Hey, what you would usually throw away, now you can reuse.
Yeah, it is weird how like a lot of those, like we're trying to go back to some of those things that we've forgotten as a society, where like, hey, sustainability is like this new trendy thing, but it's like actually, if you would have just stopped making everything out of cheap plastic, it would be reusable.
Totally.
But even as we anticipate the coming of Christmas and just all the fun things that you get with that, and also the things that you need to joyfully endure, like family, whatever the family thing is that that you're going to do that day or whatever, go to relative's house or go to the Nutcracker or something that you're not that excited about. Like I just
you're not excited about going to the Nutcracker.
Yes, I mean I look forward to it every year. But like fathers need to lead in gratitude and enjoy, because like they're all watching. You know, everyone is feeding off of your energy, whether or not like I'm not the guy that's bouncing off the walls, or even smiling. No, I do smile. Come on.
We did talk about it in another episode, so we don't have to this time.
Right. But this is a theme that I keep going back to because I haven't figured it out yet, and I haven't fully submitted to it. But just leading the way in gratitude and joy, there's always new ways, new opportunities to do it, and new cracks, as they like to say, of your life where that you know, or compartmentalize that, where you like to just keep this over here, like just let me have this grumpiness over here. And if you allow yourself that, then you'll allow it in your kids. And that's actually, like, relating to the earlier comment, like, it's not actually for your blessing to keep that, to hold on to that bitterness. Yeah. Hey, a great gift idea, which I have purchased for people in the past, is a how to be free from bitterness by Jim Wilson. Yep. Great book that.
Don't give it to somebody that's bitter against you.
Well, read it first and then give it. Yeah. Because
this really helped me now.
Yeah. Which I actually do like. I prefer to give books that I've read and I've taken something from before I give it. But if you don't think that you have any ounce of bitterness in you, read this book, and then you know, you might find that there's some crack in your life that you've allowed to fester.
Totally. If it's still the same cover as it was,
everybody's face etched out.
The family picture with everybody's face just like scribbled out. Yeah, it's like, oh man, that hits, you know, in a different way. So
yeah, well, this bottle's been sitting here taunting us the whole time.
Yeah, and it has, like,
and this is actually one of those bottles that would actually say something if somebody uncovered it 100 years from now, because it's Goose Island Bourbon County. They're barrel aged. Barrel aged stout. This was, I think, a gift a couple years ago. It's their 2022 release. It's their 30th anniversary edition. So they've obviously been producing it for 30 years, and it's kind of been a I don't know, just kind of one of those sought after stouts, kind of like KBS. It was really hard to find, and then I think when they got bought out, I think AB and Bev bought them.
Goose or
what's that?
Goose?
Yeah, Goose Island. Yeah, okay. They really boosted the production, their barrel program.
That we're thankful for.
So it's a lot easier to get a hold of, and it seems like they've maintained their quality.
This is the 1000th batch of Goose Island beer.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is like there's a YouTube personality that I kind of like, that he would say this gives him the fizz. I don't just like this box is like a 2-piece box. It slides out the side, holds the bottle in it. Kind of the inside looks like the inside of a charred whiskey barrel. This is like a great gift just in the presentation. Like, even look at this. It's got a slide out, so instead of having to like stretch the box out, like
I almost started to like try to open the box from up here. And I was like, oh wait, no, it just comes out.
But this is such a thoughtful design. Like, it has that little spot right there. So the
bottle can just slide in.
Yeah, I think that is just so. This is somebody that's designed several boxes. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is cool.
Oh wow. The first, like right after I popped it, the first notes were like brownie.
Oh wow. Do you want to use these same glasses or beer glasses?
Oh, probably the beer glasses. This is 36% in Booker's bourbon barrel. So I don't know. Have you heard of Booker?
Yeah.
I haven't heard of Booker. Maybe I have. Maybe if I saw the
They come bottle. In like usually a wood crate. Kind of a taller bottle, maybe something like this size.
Then 33% in Knob Creek, 17% in Basil Hayden, and then 14% in Baker's bourbon barrels. So kind of a fun diversity between those.
Oh man, that looks the foam on that looks amazing.
Sludgy.
Yep, nice and dark, coffee-like. Oh wow. Okay, so this is where you get a difference between cake and cake batter.
Yeah,
this is like cake battery.
Yeah, like brownie.
Yeah.
I think of like
It's like heavy.
When Kim pours the brownie batter into the thing, and then she's kind of doing the number with the.
Isn't it interesting that like that smell? Like it's a different smell than just like a baked cake.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's more. I'm not going to talk in the glass. I'm talking to the mic, but
it's more like.
Yeah. So spend an entire episode talking in the glass. But
Man, make a candle that smells like that.
Oh my goodness, no kidding. Wow.
And it's been out for about 2 hours now. So
perfect temp.
Mm-hmm. I would say it's more complex than some of the others.
Oh yeah. Like not in the sense of flavor, but like I don't know what I'm saying, but like meaty. Like it sticks around. It's got substance.
We were talking about this pre-show, but this is one of those kind of fun things to like, just let it sit in the fridge for a couple of years, and then. It would have been fun to have like a fresh one and compare it side by side with this one, but I doubt it would be the same because I don't think it would be the same mixture of barrels and stuff. But it's fun to just hang on to something for a while and then.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's like cheese, cellared.
Mm-hmm. But there's something unique to like alcohol where it's like. I don't know. I think wine's really cool in that respect where, some of these wine bottles that either were intentionally saved or unintentionally, in a basement or something that they find from like early 1900s. And you're like, how, what is it actually? Is it going to taste awesome at that point? Maybe not. But just the fact that it's so old and that it's still actually a drinkable liquid is cool.
Yeah, I think you sent me.
How
much loss there is. So that the Angel's Envy bottle actually speaks to the amount of alcohol lost in the barreling process. So the barrels, take in as they heat up and cool down. They take in and let out the whiskey, and that's how you get that flavor. But there's also, I want to say something like, at least in our area, somewhere around a 30% loss. I think over the lifetime. Maybe it's 30% a year. I can't remember.
But yeah, the guy was showing the level, like just with his hand, showing where the level was at, and it looked like maybe 30% was left. 20% was left.
21-year-old barrel or something like that.
It's like.
So you're having the water that's in there. So it goes in around 110%, and the water's leaving. And so it's proofing up typically. So that's why you can get a barrel proof whiskey that, might be like 115, 118. I think I've had as much as like 126 or 128. The volume of the storage facility and the temperatures have a lot to do with that.
Okay.
So you actually want kind of a unconditioned space for storing whiskey.
Well, because that's what, with Woodinville, that's what they say, like, gives their whiskey, some of its flavor is being over there, for the various seasons and how cold it gets, how hot it gets.
Totally.
Like
you don't want, I mean, it won't be bad, but you can get some different complexity whether you store it high. So that was one of the things, that video that you sent me, he was talking about they'll store ones that they know are going to be long term, kind of towards the middle of the brick house, so that it's not getting that heat reflected off the side, or they'll store it on a side that doesn't get the sun as much, so it's going to stay cooler, and then it's going to have less of that movement through the wood. Like I said, I can talk about this for a long time. It's fascinating to me, the craft that goes into it.
Right. And I mean, I think with any art, because I think there is an art to this, you have to appreciate the lack of efficiency, where Because like, is it efficient for someone to personally paint a mural on the side of a building? Probably not.
Yeah.
If you hired, if you just projected, an outline and then hired 20 people to knock it out in an afternoon, but it's not going to be their creation. It's not going to be. It's not going to have that personal touch or whatever.
Yeah.
And this, it's not efficient to put it in a barrel. Like be much more efficient just to serve it as it is. And the amount that you make, like profit wise, on this bottle is probably not compensating. Like, of course, it has to make financial sense, but it's not such exponentially better.
The amount of work and time that's gone into it, and that thought, that's gone into it is much different. Yeah, because you're literally paying rent on the barrels that are in your storage,
right?
So, if this was just the beer, this would maybe be for a bottle, I don't know, $8, maybe $15, but it's probably a lot more than that.
And I don't even know because I think it was a gift
a
couple years ago. So even if I did buy it, I wouldn't remember. But So, and I mean, I think that's what's like that kind of creativity and that kind of care about something is like its roots necessarily have to come from Christianity and from derived from God as the creator.
Yep.
And other people can claim other sources or that they don't believe in God or whatever. But
the nice thing about being a Christian and being into crafting things is you actually know why you're doing it.
Right.
So some people will stumble upon it because we are made in God's image, whether we admit it or not. And so they will do things that are amazing like this. But typically, especially interestingly enough, in beer and in alcohol, it has more Christian roots than many people would believe, including Christians. And so
more Christian roots than Christians would like to admit.
Absolutely, yeah, especially Baptists.
Yes. Yeah, they would like to claim origins of Jell-O.
Or the crackers of Graham, or the grapes of Welch.
Right, all the things that like just make life so rich. And
yes.
So I think we have a long way to go as a Christian community, and just wanting to be known for things that add value to people's life, that lean into that idea that, okay, we have been given so many good things and we have been given creativity, and utilizing that, and like we should have a hand up, because like we should be able to level up because we do see that connection, and we do know the one who created all things, rather than going the other direction and being like, I know you made wine, but I'm going to take the alcohol out of it and serve that for communion. Going to neuter it.
Just like Jesus would have done.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, let's carry it over, your craftsmanship over from all your hobbies and things like that into your family, and crafting a culture where your children want to be part of it, are excited to carry it on, and make it even better for their families. That's good reminders. I think you and I see it more easily, if still trying to figure out how to do it well. We see it easier as our children are getting older. Like the amount of time that barrel's stored in the house, in the rick house, is coming to an end, and in the way that we actively get to impart our flavors on it, to carry out the analogy a little bit further. And
even like encouraging your kid in something that you don't actually like intrinsically take pleasure in, like, I don't know, painting or something that just like, hey, that's awesome. And, I don't want to paint, but like, hey, go for it.
Go all in and find ways to encourage them in doing those things.
Yeah. And it's not even always, like in sports world, like, oh, you enjoy soccer, let's get you into every soccer camp and get you a personal coach and get you, like, maybe there's some of that,
they're into that,
but also maybe just like the kid just knowing that his father's pleased with him, and that takes time to help him with his thing, and a lot of it is about loves rather than necessarily, the actual thing itself. You know, like learning to care deeply and work hard to a goal. Whether it's sports, whether it's an art thing, whether it's a craft of something. Just encouraging them to go and do, because we have our society is filled with not doers. They're looking for ways to make money off COVID relief loans and not
that's not craft,
right?
That's fraud.
or that whole thing where we couldn't get anybody back to work because we had been paying them to stay at home for a year and a half.
That went a lot longer than I thought that it actually went.
And like that's not the type of Stout we want. Like that is why we like that's why I keep coming back to that word, is because I do want Stout children that I can just, hey, we did an event this last weekend, and we hated skipping church, and it was a unique circumstance that I honestly can't remember the last time that we skipped a Sunday for anything. But it was a unique circumstance of how it developed. But it was amazing to work alongside my children that they were ready to jump in. They could tell we were all in, like, hey, we got to make this thing work. We got a bunch of merch that we got to
sell it.
Got to get in people's hands. And so, Ella's checking the rack to make sure we got all the examples of apparel out there. Ruthie is helping tabulate things, and Job is helping Kim press, because we're making the shirts right there at the event. And it was just like, looking back, it was like, man, I am so blessed, so thankful that, and I don't credit myself. Like, it's not like we're genius parenting gurus. It's
More often that's just doing the thing.
God being so kind to bless in spite of our weakness, in spite of our failures. And
it's
seeing
like,
some
it's
of
like a
that
baby
fruit.
taking a step. He's not like, sweet, I'm going to be an expert at this. He's like, no, I'm going to fall on my face, and I'm just going to keep doing it over again. And fortunately, my butt is well padded. It's just going for it.
And I'm like, hey, if it's like a glimpse, like, hey, this is good. They're not backing down from work. They're actually leaning into it. Because sometimes you question, like, what are we doing? Like, are we just not? Are we just in the complete wrong direction? Encouraging the wrong things. But it's good. God is kind to give those little glimpses of like, hey, just keep going. Just keep going. Be faithful with what you got.
For sure.
So there's many things to be thankful for. Let your gratitude be shown. Don't hide it under a bushel. This holiday season, like, you don't have to wear the goofy hat, although you might, like my Merry Christmas.
Where did you get that?
This was a gift. So
I recognize the logo on the side, but I can't think of who it is.
So the logo is PBD, Patrick Bet David, I think it's his name. He does a podcast. He's had a lot of prominent people on. It's kind of a business podcast, but he also talks about
I like it.
A bunch of things. But anyway, I think it's the right kind of provocative, because it's like, hey, Merry Christmas. Like, see my smile. But the fact that Merry Christmas would be offensive is just a joke. So lean into the right things. Be preparing your soul for celebration and for not grumpiness, but honestly, that encouragement is coming from like what my weakness is. Maybe your weakness is not grumpiness. Maybe you're just like Mr. All fun all the time and don't really have a serious bone, or you're afraid of those serious things. So maybe you do need to read a book, or read through the just the start at the beginning of Luke, and read through. Like, maybe you need to be more intentional with those family times, or it's on us to teach our kids these things, in terms of like, don't just let them be churched at church. Like, let them know that it's your faith and that you care about, the things behind the celebration. So, whatever your weakness is, lean into it in the right way.
Crush it.
And get after it. And
go buy some Stout merch.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Because Christ is Lord.
Exactly. Or maybe win some, through a giveaway. Anyway, we'll see you on either before Christmas or after. Either way, be blessed.
Thanks for listening to the Contraritics. Tune in next time for another dose of guns, beer, and contrarianism.